We've already created user-controlled motion paths for Albert. He can slide to the left, slide to the right, and while he can't crisscross, he can do one hop at this time. Sincerest apologies to DJ Casper. But what if we wanted to make a motion path for something else that the user initiates but has no control over, like a fish that magically appears out of a mystery box? And we could be adventurous and make our own pixelated fish, or have an AI tool like DALL-E make one for us. But we're just going to go to Articulate's illustration library and grab a fish from there. Select Insert and Illustrations. Type fish into the search bar and hit enter. Scroll down until you find one that you like. I'll select this one. Click on the fish and hit insert. Let's go to the timeline and rename him Fish. Unlike our friend Albert, we're not going to give him a real name because he's on the menu. Now let's resize the fish, move it to just above the yellow box, and give it a motion path. With the fish selected, click on the Animations tab and select the drop-down menu for Add Motion Path. Now, I want this motion path to resemble a fish flopping around like a Duke basketball player after someone breathes near them. Or for those of you who aren't college basketball fans, like, well, a fish out of water. To do that, I'm going to pick Scribble for the type of motion path. Let's draw a bouncy path down to the ice. We'll make it go towards the right of the screen before moving back to the left. Now the fish will probably never make it this far, but we'll keep the path going until it's all the way off the screen. Let's name the motion path Flop. Let's add a placeholder trigger for now, just to see if this works. Click on the Create New Trigger button, and since this is just temporary, I'm going to move the fish along Flop, when the user presses F after clicking on this slide. Let's go into preview mode. Press the F key and see what happens. That looks plain, boring, and vanilla. Again, like Duke basketball. Our fish is just flopping in a rather strange and unnatural manner. It feels as wrong as J.J. Redick's poetry, or Speedo Guy being a minister. But I digress. Now, our fish is following the motion pathway we made, but he's doing it in a way that feels fake. I mean, I know we're working with pixelated animals and 1980s video game graphics, but we can do better. Exit preview mode. Select the motion pathway, and choose Orient Shape to Path. This will ensure that our fish will always be facing the direction that it's moving instead of its original orientation. Let's check it out now. Preview this slide. Press F. Much better. Now, I mentioned earlier that the trigger we put in was just a placeholder. What we really want to happen, as you probably guessed, is for the fish to appear and follow this path after Albert jumps up and hits the box. But to do that, we're going to need to look at object states first.